Now, there's been a fair bit of talk about this wonderful documentary that's coming up very shortly. It is the Radio Dunedin documentary. The public premiere is not this Wednesday, it's the following Wednesday at the Rialto Cinema. You can get tickets via their website or at the Rialto's box office. And two of those involved in it. One is Ryan Inglis. Good morning to you, Ryan.
Good morning, how are you?
And the other is Grant Findlay. And I know Grant Findlay has been here at all hours of night and day with the camera. And I can say that with all reliability because you beat me here some mornings.
Yes, it's amazing. Every morning you turn up at, 4:45? Is that right?
Come on. You must have been late that day. Come on.
It was a long time. It was a long time ago now.
Oh, come on, again.
It was 2.5 years ago we started this process.
Grant, what on earth possessed you to make a documentary about a radio station, namely Radio Dunedin?
Well, I mean, first of all, you've got, such a huge history here. 95 years old, so almost 100. But not only that, it's the amazing characters who are on the station and who...
Oh, thank you.
and also who listen to the station, it's a it's a real community radio station. So, yeah, all of that attracted me to it.
If we look at you virtually came into Dunedin when?
Start of 2015.
Right, and you made up your mind to do this documentary when?
Probably about...
2 days after
probably 3 months or so into it, yeah. Yeah. So there's something about this station, and I think also the city really inspires you to do work, creative work down here. Coming from Auckland, moving down here, your mind is just freed and you can actually spend time to think about ideas and I just thought it was going to be a beautiful story.
And Ryan, how did you get involved?
Well, Grant, I knew, had been working really hard on it, filming at all hours, and he came to me because he had filmed something like how much footage?
We've got about 30 tapes and 20 hours of historic interviews, so I think it's a lot to go through.
Grant was feeling a little, overwhelmed by the amount that he'd shot, and so he brought me in, and he had a really good idea of what he wanted to show, but he'd transcribed all the footage, and I just helped him put it together the way he wanted it. Craft it, yeah.
So I suppose in your situation, Ryan, you can look at something from a completely fresh approach.
Yeah, I think that was
exactly what I
Can
needed.
you just be quiet, please, Grant?
Sorry.
To Ryan. Yeah.
No, he did want some fresh eyes. I remember that was an exact quote. He wanted some fresh eyes because he was feeling overwhelmed by it. He was totally immersed in it. And had done a great job of, 20 hours of interview footage, and he'd really buried himself in it, but it was then time to craft it down. And so I came in with, fresh eyes, and he knew exactly what he wanted to say and the parts and the characters he wanted to show. And so, we just worked together after that point, for a bit.
What exposure had you had to Radio Dunedin prior to this?
I'm going to be...
perfectly honest.
Brutally honest, and saying none whatsoever.
You didn't even know we existed, did you?
I did know that you existed, but I wasn't a listener. And then I came in and this world opened up to me, and it's brilliant because Grant's hit the nail on the head. It's just full of characters, and it's just such a wonderful community radio station where people do it out of genuine love for the station. It's brilliant.
So if you reflect back now on the finished product... what, to you, would be the highlight of it?
Yeah, the characters, the people involved, not just the volunteer announcers and yourselves and, the icons, Neil Collins and yourself, but also the listeners and what the radio station means to them. It is, I think at one point Neil Collins said, it's a friend. And it's really beautiful. And it's like the people involved, they don't... Like with radio stations now and radio and media, people might get involved for... reasons to get recognition, maybe, fame. There's none of that. These are people that are doing it out of a warmth for the community. And it's really great. It was very inspiring.
I suppose you want to say something now, do you?
No. He's said it all now.
Okay, but for you spend all this time interviewing people and you're in here in the studio for quite some time with not just myself, but with Neil and with Crackley. To you, what was the highlight of the whole process?
There's so many highlights over the years. I mean, just what I love about TV and film is the collaborative nature of it. Like being able to sit in a room with, yourself and then film all the interviews and then with Ryan here, I sat down with him for many, many hours and constructed all this, and then we moved on to the editing phase, and I worked with amazing editor Sarah Rowan, who I worked with on Campbell Live. Like, that is what I love about both my job, working for News Hub, and also doing anything like this. I just love the collaborative nature of it all.
It would be a challenge.
It was a challenge, yeah. It's funny, I think that actually filming it and putting together the documentary, in a way, that was almost the easiest part, because we sort of do that on a daily basis in a way with our jobs. Ryan used to work at NHNZ, and Sarah's working at TV3 in Christchurch. That was almost the easiest part. It was all the other things that I had no idea about and didn't think about, like the music rights, the dealing with APRA, all these other little things that came up after it was actually pretty much made. That was the complicated thing, because I had no idea what I was doing, you know.
And when you talk about APRA, of course, you've got excerpts in the film of perhaps us playing music. I know there's one of me playing music.
Exactly.
And you have to get the rights to broadcast those songs, don't you?
Yeah, because I wanted to be authentic to the music of the station as much as I could. But a lot of those artists, like, I went down the track of Neil Diamond there for a while, and that was going to be a very, very expensive piece of music. So that unfortunately had to be cut out, and instead we've got some beautiful local artists though in it. So
and we got you playing some music, but also you failed to mention dancing to it as well. So that was a real highlight. A real reason to come along and watch the film.
I vaguely seem to recall that. Yes, I vaguely seem to... Dancing? I don't know if I was dancing or in a state of euphoria at that stage.
There was movement involved.
Well, you'll have to go along and see that particular part.
For no other reason than to see Rooney dancing.
Yeah. I don't know if it was dancing, but it was a bit of fun anyway. If I can be quite brutally honest, however, I was most disappointed, Grant, when one bit did end up on the floor, and that was your coverage of us doing special rigs.
I know.
I was most disappointed.
I know.
You know, I wanted the truck to star.
Exactly, I know. I'm
Dunedin
sorry.
Carrying would have been over the moon to have number 10
there
in the documentary.
So many things that we've had to leave out just for either timing or that just don't fit. There's so many little things that it's never finished, really. You know, it's like,
yeah. So, when you say it's never finished, are we going to have a take two coming up?
We'll do the director's cut in 2018.
All right. The Radio Dunedin documentary, the premiere, as I mentioned, is on the 20th of September at 8 o'clock. Oh, are we going to have a red carpet rolled out?
Yes.
Does this mean we have to wear a tux?
You can wear whatever you like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm wearing now would be admirably suitable. That's about as far, the fashion states is about as far as we go. Right, as we mentioned, it's on the 20th of September, which is this Wednesday week at Rialto. Tickets are on sale via the Rialto website or at the box office. Now, if you would like to go along, Grant has kindly just thrust a double pass at me. If you would like to go along and be there for the premiere showing of the Radio Dunedin documentary. Radio Dunedin, that documentary. Give me a call now, 477 1305 is the number.